Let's talk about amusement parks, like rides, it rides in the dark. Rides right here, it rides all over, but mostly coasters, mostly coasters. We'll talk about all kind of things, but mostly coasters.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Mario. This is a channel all about amusement park type stuff, but mostly coasters. Today is going to be a fun day, hopefully. It's going to be a hot day. It's going to be 97 degrees in Valencia, California. If I'm going to Valencia, California, there's really only one reason, and it's to go to Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain used to be my home park, and by used to be, I mean only like 3 months ago, but it has been a while since I've been. Just got back from Cedar Point a couple days ago, so I'm excited to go to Magic Mountain and kind of, I don't know, just kind of compare the parks. So I am looking forward to hopefully having a good time. I forgot my souvenir bottle.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Something that's kind of interesting, there's no banners advertising that West Coast Racers is even coming soon. Really weird being back here. Really not used to this being my home park anymore. Really used to Discovery Kingdom. I will say honestly, Discovery Kingdom is just a much nicer park to be in. But when it's not busy here, it's pretty nice still. And more shade than Cedar Point, so gotta give them credit there. So there's Green Lantern. I don't know if you can tell, but someone's up there working on it. Probably working on the removal process. It's a shame, guys. I don't know if I actually want to wait for this. It's a bit long. This is lovely. So just got off of an almost racing ride on Twisted. I don't know why we didn't race. The operations were fast and they were done with their cycle before the other train hit the brake run. So I don't know why they didn't just dispatch it sooner, but I think I am gonna snag myself a ride on Goliath. It does seem to be running one train. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. Before that gets busy. Also, I think it goes without saying, Twisted's not as good as Steel Vengeance. Still pretty good, but I think quite a few other rides better, honestly. So many stairs. So they are indeed on one train only. So just got off of Goliath. It was fun. I love that floater airtime hill. I definitely grayed out in the Helix, but this is my first time riding this since getting back from over Texas, and I can definitely say Titan is better, mainly just because of the fact that it's longer. It also feels a little bit taller. I know part of that is just because that is the tallest ride in the park, as where Goliath is like second tallest, but fun. So taking a little break from coasters and break from the god-awful heat outside to eat a quesadilla. Had to fill up before we go to Batman and get some intense positives. Like I said, gonna compare a lot of stuff to Cedar Point, and Batman's gonna be no exception. Definitely gonna be comparing it to Raptor. I know for a fact it's more intense. I don't even think I need a rewrite on it, but I don't know about better. So just got off of Batman the Ride. That thing is so intense, man, especially for something that was built so long ago. I mean, old B&M definitely knew how to make their intense rides. Grayed out a couple of times. I don't know what it is. I think I must just be tired today. I feel like I'm graying out on everything. Unfortunately, looks like I won't be able to get on Riddler. That's okay. It's not my favorite ride in the park. I was just hoping to see how it's running because I do really enjoy it. Another attraction on the not currently operating today list would be Crazanity. Little bummed that Crazanity's closed, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, we have Wonder Woman at Discovery Kingdom. So leaving the boardwalk section of the park, with Riddler's down, Apocalypse obviously still being down due to West Coast Racers construction, there's really nothing to do as far as coasters are concerned on this side of the park. I do at least really appreciate the fact that this park has more shade than Cedar Point. I know I'm not in any shade right now, but the 95 degrees or whatever it is here is way hotter than it was any day we were at Cedar Point, and it doesn't feel as bad. So you're not constantly stuck in the sun, which is nice. I think I'm gonna make a little pit stop at a Gold Rusher, classic Aero mine train. Definitely one of the better ones I've been on. So I'm actually really excited to be walking into this section of the park because this is, wow, this is officially my first glance at West Coast Racers. That looks funky. That is interesting. That is going to be quite the entranceway into the new area. That's really cool. Wow.
Whether you are with friends equals fun at Six Flags.
I would like to get on Jetstream to, one, get some views of West Coast, and two, just cool off a little bit, but it is down. So while this park does have more roller coasters than any other amusement park in the world, I feel like more often than not, I'm struggling to find something to do here. There's frequently like 3 or more coasters down. Like I mentioned earlier, that area is kind of barren when half the attractions are down. Obviously Apocalypse is down, totally fine, but Jetstream was down, Tidal Wave was down, Riddlers was down, so there's really nothing to do in that little section of the park right now. So like I said, I'm just struggling to find something to do. I feel like I've already done half of everything that's open, and I've only been here for 2 hours. So I came up to the restrooms by Samurai Summit to get a drink because I'm an idiot and forgot my souvenir bottle. And the drinking fountain's just not in there. Six Flags Day. Making my way on over to Tatsu. Might get a ride on Ninja. I really need water, dude. This park does not have enough water fountains.
Can I get you anything?
So just got off of Ninja. Fun ride, swung quite a bit. It was a little shaky. It was nice to get a couple splashes in the face from Jetstream. It was fun. Probably gonna check that out next. Just got off of Tatsu. That ride's one of my favorites, man. It's just breathtaking. The fact that you actually feel like you're flying and just the scale of it. But I do have to admit, the operations at this park are just bad. Half the employees don't even seem like they want to be here, and they move terribly slow. I would much prefer the occasional rude ride-off at Cedar Point and actually have good operations. But the ride itself is fantastic. I think the next thing I'm gonna hit up is actually Viper. I think most people, the general consensus is that it's just bad. But I really enjoy it. One of my favorite rides in the park, actually. So I'm excited to get back on this. There's not many large-scale aero loopers left out there, and there's certainly none in Northern California or in any of the places that I visited on my trip. So I'm really excited to get on this. I guess you can kind of call it sort of a unique attraction. Definitely looking forward to this. That thing is so intense. It's really enjoyable if you can get over the fact that it beats the crap out of you. Middle row tends to be less abusive, I guess I would say. Back row super intense. I grayed out on the double loop. I'm graying out on everything today. I'm very tired and dehydrated and malnourished. Aside from that, it's super fun. Very forceful double loops. The first loop is great. I say give it a try if you can stand aero loopers at all. But now I think it is time to go on the first looping coaster in the world, or first modern looping coaster, I guess. First looping coaster that is still operating. So even though my stupid self forgot to bring my souvenir bottle, you can at least get a regular sized drink as a snack on the dining plan, which is a nice option if you don't have a drink bottle. Met up with what's her name? Analog Thrills.
Analog Thrills.
He likes to take a lot of digital pictures of roller coasters, right?
I only just use a Game Boy.
That's sick.
Camera, dude.
Thus the name Analog Thrills. It's pretty self-explanatory. First thing we did when he got here was a couple good rides on X2. Actually, I don't know if both of them were good. A very brutal front row ride.
Front row ride really kicked my ass. And
Yeah,
your ass too.
I haven't been on it in the front row in a while. I used to only ride front row because I thought it was smoother, but holy crap, outside seat really slams you back and forth in between the restraints. And then the back row ride was incredible. That's definitely one of my favorite rides ever. What else did we do? Then we hit up Viper, got some more aero beating in. Yeah, we're like, that was fun and all, but I don't know that our brains can handle any more arrows, especially with how hot it is. It's like almost 98 out, I think, right now.
If you couldn't tell by me pouring a waterfall out of my forehead.
But both of those arrows, they fisted. Fisted is what I say instead of slaps. Yeah, it's even better than slapping if I ride fist. Yeah, and then a really good front row ride on Full Throttle. That thing is really, really good front row. You don't feel claustrophobic and you get to feel the speed. But we're heading up these stairs of doom again. Get another ride on Goliath. This drinking fountain doesn't work either. There's just nowhere to get water in this park. It's ridiculous. Like, it's one thing to not have water on the freestyle machines, but it's another thing to literally just not have functioning water fountains. And then Twisted Witches isn't even open, so I can't go in there and get a cup of water. This is the second water fountain, and it's not like there's a ton of water fountains, so I could just go to the next one. They're far and few in between as is. So my phone is now at 9%. It's really not having a good time out here, but we got a pretty decent close to racing ride on Twisted. We were in the back in the train. We were kind of racing the front of the other train, so that was cool. The closest I've had to a racing ride on it in the past 7 months. And it was lucky because of where we were sitting, we actually kind of got to do it, so that was cool. And we're gonna check out Scream, and my phone's gonna die, but it is what it is. The last video clip took up 2%, so I'm at 7%. It was good. How was it?
Popcorn.
It was jittery. Yeah, why'd I say it was good? Yeah, it was jittery. It's okay.
Yeah.
Row 9 Twisted Colossus, pretty good. It's a more tame seat, so I could see the appeal of it, so it's not ripping your legs off, and it's consistent floater. Or not floater, but it's more consistent airtime as opposed to like jerky pops. So it was fun. Yeah?
Yeah.
So my battery is now at 2%, probably gonna wrap most things up. Overall, pretty solid day at the park. A lot of things are down, so that's a little disappointing since this is gonna be my only trip out here for a while, unless I come by for a little bit on Friday on my way back up to the bay. I mean, like I was saying earlier, bad ops, but doesn't really matter because it's not busy today. So other than that, pretty fun. Yeah?
Last ride of the night on Gold Rusher, best ride in the park.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, back row ride, amazing airtime, awesome lats. You know what's good, it's your boy.
What he said. Finishing up the night with as many rides as we could get on Twisted Colossus. Talking really fast because the battery's about to die. I'm at 1%. Round 3, we've been riding with our eyes closed. This thing really fits when your eyes are closed because you focus on the ride experience more than you focus on the forces more than the actual ride experience and like the layout, and you don't have time to brace for a lot of the elements, so it actually feels a lot more intense by. So my phone actually lasted on 1% until I got back in the car by some miracle. But yeah, that's gonna do it from a day at Magic Mountain. It actually ended up being pretty good. Cliff and I got I think 3 or 4 rides on Twisted Colossus before the end of the night. We rode in the front car, which neither of us had done in a long time, and wow, it's aggressive. It is so aggressive up front. But yeah, it was always fun hanging out with Cliff. Like I said, Analog Thrills on Instagram. Should definitely check him out. He has some really cool pictures. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and if you want to watch other stuff similar to this, I have lots of Cedar Point and Texas Park content if you guys want to check that out. But until next time,
Popcorn.